Met Charlie Jones, who had been struggling to grow his CPA firm, and I thought I could do that. Delegate and elevate, that's the theme of 2026.
Love it.
What can we push away from ourselves to elevate what we're doing? I don't love anything that comes with at the hourly rate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It drives me crazy. I just want to know, at the hourly rate, I'm like, are you feeling efficient today? My raise team used to be called Dad's Wallet. And my dad came up with that one all on his own.
All right, well, welcome back to the show. Kristen, welcome to the show. It's so nice to have you here. Well, actually, me here, in your offices.
Thanks for being here.
It's
we like having you here.
Well, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. It's exciting when I get to come down from the coming area into the fancy city of Alpharetta.
So fancy.
It's super fancy.
Yeah.
So tell all of our viewers who you are and what you do.
Of course. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
My name is Kristen Hendricks. I'm one of the partners of Marshall Jones. We are a full-service accounting firm specializing in tax, outsourced accounting, and audit services.
Okay, awesome. And you did not have a typical journey into a partnership at a accounting firm, did you?
Not really, no.
No. So you have a counseling degree.
I do, yeah.
So how did you go from that to this?
It's a fun story.
Tell it.
It's a fun story. So I actually started my college career in nursing, have a full nursing degree, and then quickly realized I wasn't fit for the nursing realm. And so I pivoted into counseling, and I worked for a really great large nonprofit in New York, working with adults with disabilities in the counseling field, and I absolutely loved it. And fast forward to probably 2012, 2013, and I moved to North Carolina to be closer to my dad, who had retired down there. And I thought it would be so easy to just get a job in counseling, doing what I was doing in New York. And I learned a lot about state funding and that wasn't completely possible. So I took a little pit stop at a couple jobs. I nannied for a couple years, and then I started working for a retirement planning firm in finance, got all of my certifications there, and really loved it. Then met my now husband. We moved to Atlanta, where I then met Charlie Jones, who had been struggling to grow his CPA firm, and I thought I could do that. And so that was how it all started.
Really?
Yeah.
So you met this gentleman, Charlie Jones.
Yes.
And then you just decided, I'm going to grow this guy's business. Just off the get.
It wasn't off the get.
Yeah.
Charlie and I connected really well, and I think we both saw the value of each other. And so it didn't start off like that. I was hired as an administrator for the firm because they had an administrator leaving. And I could have stayed working for the retirement planning firm in Charlotte and just working from home and commuting up there every once in a while. And I learned that I really needed to be around people and have people in my daily life. I'm not a work from home person. And so it just kind of took off from there. And slowly with Charlie, I started just handling the administration of the firm. And then AP, AR, HR, business development, pricing, planning, structure. It really just took off.
Yeah. How big was the firm back then?
$1 million in revenue.
How many employees?
I think I was number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So business development, though, has become a huge part of what you've done here at the firm.
Yes.
So could you kind of walk through some of the strategies and things you've been able to implement to grow this to what it is now?
So yes, I can. But it really isn't about a strategy or something that is transactional. Mm-hmm. There was no plan of, well, we're just going to grow the revenue and hope everything works out. We really focused on our people. And so by really just turning in, looking inside of what's going on, why can't we keep people? Why isn't this working? Why are we we spend more of our time hiring than we do working on anything else. We're doing more hiring than we are doing business development. And so what's the issue?
Yeah.
And so to really turn in and look inside on the culture, on the people. And so we really just emphasize on people first.
Okay, great.
How to have better people, how to train better, how to get them starting from college and getting them into successful careers. understanding what they want, what they need, helping them to understand what we want and what we need, and just kind of going from there.
Yeah.
And so really just focusing on our people more than anything is what transformed it, or at least started the fire.
Sure. I can see that. So employee retention is incredibly important.
It's huge. I mean, in the past 10 years, we've had major staffing crises in accounting. So the graduate rates have dropped tremendously. People aren't seeing the perks of going into accounting. They aren't seeing how you can even make money or have a successful career in accounting. And all you hear about is that you work a ton of hours. And so how can you fix that?
Yeah. How do you fix that?
You don't work a ton of hours.
You don't work a ton of hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So it all kind of culminates in planting one seed leads to planting another seed. So yeah, you start figuring out what the people want. Okay, well, the people don't want to work as much, but the clients still want the work done. So what do you do? And so it's really, and the whole point is just all about managing expectations.
Okay. And delegation, I would assume.
Delegate and elevate. That's the theme of 2026.
Love it.
What can we push away from ourselves to elevate what we're doing and to then also elevate the next person? That is the constant thing that we have to keep doing. If we don't have the next person in line taking over our jobs, and that fear and the risk of losing your own job and giving it to somebody else so that you can do this other thing, hopefully, that's what you have to do.
Interesting.
But it's scary.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
So
how do you get, and I completely understand that, but how do you make sure that those employees aren't afraid that they're grooming their replacement and that it's not that way? Like, is it just because other people are getting those other higher jobs in the company?
They are. I mean, and that's a big part of it, is just being really open and forward with everyone that promotion is our thing. We're really focused on moving up, growing the firm, which means that people have to take over our jobs constantly.
Yeah.
But of course, you would have the fear in that if you weren't an owner or an equity owner of a company, that somebody else could take your job.
Okay.
But I really always tell you here at our firm, if there's a problem, you're going to know about it. So you should never be questioning your job, because if there was a problem, you would know. So most of the time when it comes to terminating someone, by the time we're already doing that, they already know it's coming.
They know it's coming.
Or they've gone to look for something else. And so, and my whole point of what we do here is I just treat everyone the way that I want to be treated.
Yeah.
And being clear and upfront and knowing exactly where you stand helps to kind of quiet the noise a little bit.
Okay, understood. So how many customers does Marshall Jones have currently?
That's a really great question that I don't know how to answer.
You don't know how to answer?
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would say I could tell you that we push out about 2,000 tax returns a year, upwards of 400 to 500 client accounting service clients, and
those are the monthly?
Monthly accounting, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
To an extent of varying degrees. And so really then, so the people is one part of a firm. And once you start focusing on the people and get them up and working and having that working really well, it's then the offering.
Yeah.
So as a non-CPA, the offering to me is really easy because it's exactly what I want. So what I want for my business from an accounting professional.
Right.
And so really what is the most important thing to me is clear and upfront pricing.
Got it.
I don't love anything that comes with at the hourly rate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It drives me crazy. I just want to know at the hourly rate, I'm like, are you feeling efficient today? You know, how is everything going on your end for you to be efficient in what you're doing for me? So to me, just clear and upfront pricing is what I like, what I want. When is it going to actually get done? Being clear about that. And how are you going to help me? Can you take on the one-off jobs, this, that, and the other? So really, when I'm saying we have 500 monthly accounting clients, some of those we might touch annually, some of those we might touch quarterly, some of those we are touching monthly, some of them are daily. Some of them can't imagine my team without it being their own team. Wow. You know, it just is dependent on where you're at with your company.
Okay. So that takes a consulting approach, obviously.
Yeah.
So what does that look like when somebody comes in and wants to talk to you guys about services? Can you walk me through that approach?
Yeah. So typically that first call is going to really just be a discovery call where we're understanding what's happening in your business, where are you at, what do you want, and what does that cost? And I'm really clear and upfront with people on that. Again, that's what I want people to do with me. I really hate when people are like, and I'll send you a proposal in a couple of weeks. I'm like, but any general idea? Do I have to keep looking for more people?
Yeah.
Are you the right fit for me? Does this actually work? And so that's what that discovery call does. So we do that with all of our clients, big, small. It's always going to start off with a 30-minute discovery call just to understand what's happening, what's going on, what are the current pain points, can we fix them, how long is it going to take us to fix them, and what is it going to cost?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I usually follow up with that with a direct email that repeats everything I said in the call so that you have a written form of this is the pricing that we talked about. Here's how it could change. And just being really open and honest with what we're able to do, what we can do, and can I actually save you money? Can I actually provide you any value? That's my goal, is to help you understand.
So you don't take everybody that comes through the door.
We don't.
Good.
We don't. And honestly, and I tell people, especially when we're talking about IRS defense or you're in a pickle, a tax pickle, an accounting pickle, can we actually fix it? And if we can, I'm not going to take it.
Yeah.
We may not be the best person for the job. And so in that situation, I'll recommend you to someone else, to another firm, to another CPA firm, whatever we can do to make sure that your problem gets solved, whether it's us or somebody else.
Do you oversee every new client that comes in personally?
No.
Okay. I was like, woof.
I used to. But
yeah.
now I can't anymore. And so we are slowly growing our sales team. Again, it's just taking our team, taking our people, who's the most interested in this, who's good at it, and having them start taking over the process. So slowly and surely, you may not see me in all of the discovery calls happening, but I still do a lot of them.
Yeah, delegate and elevate. It's 2026, right?
Correct. Yeah, we have to have other people doing this. And it's always some kind of a situation that helps you realize, oh, it's time for me to pass this along. Yeah. So I broke my leg earlier this past, or later in 2025. And one of our associates, or he's a manager, one of our managers in our accounting department asked me how it was going with the leads and things like that. And he asked if he could just take a look at our software and get a better understanding of how all the pricing works. And when he was doing that, he realized that I was getting in the weeds with things. And he asked if he could just start taking over some. And he did. And at the time, it felt like, man, is it because I'm not doing my job?
Right. It's your
it's exactly the same thing that I'm talking about with everybody in our firm.
Yeah.
And now looking back, I'm like, gosh, I have no idea what would have happened if we didn't have him hop into that.
Yeah.
Because he's been just so helpful with it. And I'm just starting to see him really starting to learn and take off with it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, this is exactly this. This is my job being taken over, and I get to do something cool next.
Yep. With no risk.
Yeah, no risk. It's going to be okay.
All right. So you talked about something, and so now we have to talk about it, which
Okay.
is the broken leg.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you break your leg?
Oh, it's
Not doing accounting work.
It's a really bad story. Nobody wants me doing their accounting work.
No.
That is for sure.
No.
I can talk accounting. I'm dangerous with accounting, but you don't want me to actually do your accounting.
Right.
Yeah, I broke my leg just walking. Yep. It's a really awful story.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's not good for the podcast.
Broke it in 7 bones. Yeah, broke 7 bones there. 3 months of non-weight bearing, and my poor husband and my 3 and 5-year-old children.
Oh, brutal. But the funny thing is, and we got to talk about this too, is you're an adventure seeker.
I know.
And so you didn't break your leg doing the cool things that you do and we're about to discuss. You broke it just walking.
Just walking.
God bless you.
But thankfully, I've broken a lot of other things doing fun, adventurous things.
Well, let's talk about it.
All
right, so
you don't have to worry about that.
What's the latest adventure that you have had recently?
Oh, the latest that I've had recently. Well, now I have children, so it's not as exciting.
Right.
But I will say, if anybody has a toddler, they know that The Floor is Lava is a very popular song.
Yeah.
That I got very sick of.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you can't just pretend. The rules change all the time with kid games where all of a sudden, of course we can jump on this because this is no longer lava anymore and this, that, and the other. And I was like, you need to understand what lava actually is. It doesn't just like go away 1 minute. And so I took them to go see a volcano in Costa Rica.
Of course, why not?
So understand what volcanoes actually do and that they're a little dangerous, but kind of fun and exciting. And we stayed at the base of a volcano and literally woke up every morning to see what it was doing and learned all about its atmospheric pressures and how it all works. And
wow, fascinating.
Yeah.
So how do you do that as a mom? Like you're a travel mom.
Yeah.
You love it. So
I am.
you've kind of figured out how to be able to travel with kids, especially young kids. So give us that would never do that, some pointers.
A lot of people would not.
Yeah.
So I take a different perspective to everything that I do.
Yeah.
So during COVID, everybody wasn't traveling, of course. People weren't leaving their homes. My 2 children were born during COVID, so I always joke that I loved having a COVID baby so much I did it twice.
Yes, you did.
And so by the time my daughter had turned 1, she had already been on 12 planes.
Wow.
And so we kind of just took a different approach to COVID, and we were safe and respectful of everything, but we traveled. I was enjoying the fact of that I only had to pay for 1 plane seat, and me and her just went everywhere together. So I think for my kids, they never saw that aspect of COVID. They still like wearing masks to pretend to be doctors every once in a while, but
that's a COVID baby for you.
Yeah, I'm like a COVID baby knows exactly how to put a mask on and fix all of their little nose rings and stuff like that. But
how funny.
No, we travel all the time, and I'm not afraid of travel. I'm not afraid of international travel. I took my first road trip on myself, 6 hours with my kids by myself, and I don't know, just jump 2 feet in is always my advice. Don't be afraid of the things that could happen.
How do you keep them calm? Are they just kind of calmer children?
No, they're not. Candy, bribes, all the fun things that most people do.
Yeah.
Activities, we talk.
Activities, I'm talking.
Lots of activities, lots of coloring.
Yeah.
I always have a coloring book available at all times.
That's awesome.
Crayons in my purse every day.
Well, you are a mom. You better have crayons in your purse, right?
Crayons and Band-Aids if we can get by.
That's true. That's true. Maybe some crackers.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Goldfish. That was, vacuuming goldfish out of the car.
You just smush them in more.
Just
turns if you rub it in a little bit more, you won't see it.
Orange carpet. Yeah, that's right. We'll bring it back to 70s orange carpets. All right, let's talk about the next unexpected hobby that you have, which is restoring and racing classic cars with your dad.
Yeah.
You actually do that.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been behind the driver's seat of a race car.
Yeah.
But I still like to drive fast and have fun. I was born into a racing family.
Okay.
So my parents met racing. My parents, everything they did revolved around cars. My mom was a Ford person, and my dad has a knack for fixing anything. And so that's where it started with them. I grew up, my dad was always racing and always at the track, always doing lots of fun things, helping fix cars. I was a certified car washer at 2, so that was helpful. I was on the pit crew as a little kid, and I just loved it. Loved the loud noises, loved going fast, loved the pressure to fix things in a pinch. If something breaks and you've got to fix it on a pit stop, like that's exciting. Yeah. So fast forward to my senior year in high school, my dad actually bought just the shells of the new Mustangs that were coming out, so the 2008s, and we built them from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
So with 2 shells, he did his side, and then I did my side, and then he would show me, and then I would do the other half, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
And really cool to just be able to take those out on the track, and we built them from the ground up, and I remember them being delivered as just shells, and then we were driving them.
That's amazing. It's also a great experience to have with your dad.
It is really special with my dad. My dad taught me everything with driving and racing, and just was always really good at helping me understand the track pressure and how that relates to life pressure. I was fortunate that we still enjoy doing that. He has a 69 fastback right now. I was fortunate enough to inherit a Mustang from my husband's grandfather that we're currently slowly restoring because you can't work on cars as much when you have little people in your life. But they're starting to understand it and they're getting it and they like the loud noises. So that part is fun. They don't like to go fast just yet, but
They will.
we're working on it.
They're still pretty young.
We're working on it. I get disappointed all the time where I'm like, are you sure you don't want to start go-kart racing? I think we're ready. They're not ready yet.
That's so funny. We actually have a track up in Cumming that's a midget race track, and we had some acquaintances that we knew that would used to race there. That is expensive.
It's an expensive hobby.
Wow.
My race team used to be called Dad's Wallet.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, my dad came up with that one all on his own.
Of course. So what did your mom think of all this?
My mom loved it too.
She did.
So my mom loved it. I used to remember as a kid, every once in a while, so we would go out to dinner, and just if my parents met at the restaurant, me and my sister would sit there and figure out who was going to be the one to drive you home, because who's going to beat the other one home. So I always chose my mom because she always beat my dad home.
Yes. So we have a thing with our well, she's not 8 now, where when she was younger, I liked to go one way home and my wife liked to go another way home.
Yeah.
And if I beat them, my daughter would be crying. So I have to slow down so that I could let them win and get in. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But that's what she wanted.
That's what you want.
She's a crazy child.
Yeah. No, it was very similar. And I don't know. I just remember I grew up in a really rural area, so it wasn't uncommon for us to get on some back roads and my dad just to say, do you want to drive? You want to take us home? Or shift the car while he was driving and all the fun things. But yeah, cars were just kind of natural and normal for us. And I thought every family did that, but apparently not.
No. I golfed with my dad. That was the bonding we did.
Apparently not everyone has their dad pick them up from elementary school in a semi-trailer filled with race cars. It's not as normal as I thought.
But it's so funny because your last name is Hendricks, and it's just so funny. Hendricks Motorsports, and you're like, but that's not your family.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun thing for my dad when I met my husband, and he found out that his last name was Hendricks. He was like, oh, you picked the good one. You picked a good one. And nothing like realizing that little S makes a really big difference.
Yeah.
It's Hendrick Motorsports, Hendrick Racing.
That's right, not Hendricks.
I will say that Rick Hendrick is one of the nicest men in the world.
Oh, you met him?
I have met him. I have been invited to his house.
Cool.
My husband worked for him. So
how funny.
Convenient.
How
convenient,
funny.
Yes, for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's get back. I want to get back into just a few more accounting things before we wrap it up. You're not an accountant.
I'm not an accountant.
But you're around accountants all the time. So, people that watch this are usually small business owners who always struggle with this type of portion in their business. You know what I mean? So, when is a good time to contact you guys, if at all? I mean, and do you do free consultations and all that kind of stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
So most of the time in those situations, always contact me. If you're not sure, if it's confusing, if it's complicated to you, I don't want it to be complicated. And I can explain it to you. It's not rocket science. But it can be really confusing. And what I think the most confusing thing is, how does this relate to my business?
Right.
So a lot of times I tell people one of the spots of when you should probably have professional help with your tax return is if you own your own business and you're earning more than $75,000 to yourself. Mm-hmm. Your profits are more than $75,000. That's when we have some things that we can start doing to start saving you money, start saving you tax money, that you can actually feel the difference and that you actually felt a savings, as well as just understanding it. If you can't read your own financials, you don't need an accountant. You need someone to teach you how to read financials.
Yeah. We
can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So stop sticking to just QuickBooks and trying to do it on your own. And
I still love QuickBooks. So I still love QuickBooks. And one of the things I would say is, you would be surprised at how much people can help you, or at least even just train you to do it better. We have some clients that do all of their own accounting. and then just have us on retainer if they have a question, or how do I handle this, or where do I code this to, or I messed this up, or why does it say I made this much money but I didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Having incorrect financials can have you paying a lot of money in taxes that you shouldn't have to, and it's really hard to go back and get that money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Once you pay it in, it's hard to get back.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. Well, all right. Well, this has been a great conversation, and believe it or not, it's just flown by. So tell people where they can find you. You obviously network. So actually, before we go, we should talk just real briefly. I met you through Trustegrity.
Yeah.
So a great organization.
It is.
Networking organization through Dean Nolly, a good friend of both of ours.
Yes.
And a great man. So besides that, where can people find you?
So our website is the best place, marshalljones.com. Any leads that you put into there go to me or my team. So that's the best place. It's just, if you're looking for services, the best place is just go straight to the website. All of our contact info is there. Kristen at Marshall Jones. But yeah, and then I will probably see you out at every networking event up and down 400.
Yes, you will. And soon you'll see her all over LinkedIn, because that's obviously where all this content's going to go. Thanks, Kristen, for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Thank you.